There we go. You guys can hear me now. This happened before. You guys can hear me now. Sweet. Perfect. But how's the music sound? You guys on TikTok, head over to Twitch. Rumor has it is there's free subscriptions being thrown out. That's just what I'm hearing. W scam. W ads too. We got scams, we got ads. We got winning picks, baby. We have it we have it all. Okay? All right. Let's just talk about the Alabama game. Let's talk about the Alabama game. What do you say, hey? Alabama. Never been. No, I've been to Alabama one time. Like 14 maybe. So this opened at 2.5. It's moved to 2 in a few spots. I wouldn't say this line is sketchy because I can tell you why. It's where it's at. Auburn's at home. But to your point about maybe it being a little sketchy, the model does have Alabama winning by 5. Am I surprised by that? No. Am I surprised about the line? No. Yeah, Javon. I had a feeling Javon would be on it because he's been talking a lot about Auburn and just home and away and all that. So yeah, this is the first time they are playing. I think I'm going to stay away from this one. if I had to bet something, I probably would go with Auburn. But I'm not going to, because look, I'm not surprised the model likes Alabama, but it's just a spot for me where I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved in that. Oh, there's Javon right there. Javon, is the biggest factor just the, it's a good spot, them at home, and I know their home away splits are just, I mean, they're not like St. Thomas drastic, but Nick, I would say no, but it is probably big. You're at the bar trying to figure out what New Mexico is doing against Air Force. Someone told me that Jalen House was ruled out before the game, so that's kind of interesting. Nick, you know it's going to be funny if Air Force wins tonight and I haven't even looked at the score, and then you have to bet them the next game, and then they're going to lose. So, I think we have a redemption here. Indiana, Michigan. Okay, we'll get to that next. But anyways, on this one, I'm staying away. Again, I lean Auburn, but definitely staying away from this one. And TikTok, head to the link in the bio. We'll be on Twitch. I'm going to shut this off. See you guys over there. See you guys on the other side. Okay. Let's talk about some Indiana, Michigan. Indiana, Michigan. Ooh, the model likes Indiana. This is another weird little line, right? Like, not surprised, not shocked that the model likes the road team. But I made a point to Javon and Krabs last time I was on with Northwestern. I said, or it was Michigan against Northwestern. I said, you can't just take every home Big Ten team. Like, at some point, you have to handicap it, right? You can't just blindly bet every home team in the Big Ten. Oh no, that's what what did I do? Zoom. There we go. Okay, so this is the first time these two are facing off, which is pretty interesting, because at first I was guessing that Indiana already played them, but they play at the end of the year again. So again, the model likes Indiana. Let's see what's going on with the line move. It's a 3 on Bookmaker for Michigan. Yeah, it's definitely moving in Michigan's favor. Are we kind of buying the desperation spot for Michigan here? Because Michigan, they really probably can't have more than 2 more losses in regular season. Yeah, because that Central Michigan loss, that's going to haunt them. That's a quad 4 loss. So that's a pretty bad loss. And I mean, you still have to go through a pretty gauntlet of a Big Ten schedule. Of course, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Rutgers at the rack, Illinois on the road, and then Indiana on the road. Like, this is a game where it's circled and you can't lose. You can't lose. So if you want to buy into that narrative here, you're probably going to lean Michigan. Analytics speaking, it's probably Indiana. But these games for me are just so hard to handicap because I can make a pretty strong case for either team. So yeah, I know I didn't really give a lean, but What about the total though? We didn't really look at the total of the last game either, but doesn't really have much there. It's pretty much where Vegas has it at, around 143.5. Also, I can zoom in here. There we go. And let me do this. It was never Maris. Yeah. The Coyote angle is 0-1. So yeah, maybe I lean Indiana, but I'm not gonna have any action in that one. All right. Budman wants us to talk about Illinois. Yeah, no Coyote narrative there. Where is this? Illinois Rutgers. Let's pull this one up here. So the only thing I have locked in right now, by the way, is Kansas at 2.5. And that moved, but I looked at that before the model came out, and luckily the model supports it, but I was like, dude, 2.5, way too short. I don't care if it's a revenge spot for Oklahoma. Didn't think twice about it. Did not think twice about that. Okay. Illinois. Let me just do this. Rutgers is at the top. Well, first and foremost, it's not at the rack, so I'm down to get involved. Or I'm just probably going to take... I mean, at this point, I feel like I take Rutgers at the rack or I don't bet the game. On the road, a little different. So 4.5, 5 is what I'm showing at a few different books. Rutgers model has them winning by 2.5. So, look, this is another spot, and we're going to see this pretty frequently in the Big Ten. You know, the model's going to like the road team, and it's just not going to have as much favor to the home team. It's just kind of another tough one, right? And in this spot, though, I'm probably more inclined to play Rutgers than I was Indiana, because I mean both those games are very similar. Yeah, and Nick's completely right. The model did have Northwestern beating Ohio State, and you know it's funny because that was the one where I was like, okay, I could actually see that, right? And I can actually see this one too. I can see Rutgers. I mean, maybe even winning, but I think this is a spot where the cover makes a lot more sense. The Indiana spot, I don't like it as much, but in this situation, I do lean Rutgers. And the model does like the over too. Let's see if these two teams faced off earlier this season. Looks like they did not. This is the first matchup. So Rutgers is coming off a 6-point loss to Indiana. Did they cover that? Did they cover that? Budman, that's a good question. I think home court advantage is anywhere from 1 to 4 points. And then I think in the Big Ten, you're going to see the most home court advantage, I would say. But, you know, for example, Kansas State. I mean, Kansas was favored, or I think Kansas was only favored by like 1.5 on the road when they lost against Kansas State. And then second time around, it closed at like 7. So, I mean, we're talking like 8-point swing, 4 points each way. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think that's kind of the elephant in the room with things is the home court advantage. Because if you truly believe that one team isn't going to be as affected on the road, you might have a pretty good edge there. Like when Michigan was on the road against Northwestern, I looked at that and I said, Northwestern doesn't have like a true home court advantage, right? Give me Michigan, and Michigan won outright. Sure, they played well, but there's definitely a lot of factors that go into it. Is there a wider spread in a sport for what home court is worth in college basketball? I don't think so. Not NFL. NFL's probably the least at this point. Well, baseball. Baseball's weird. Well, it depends if the Rockies are on the road. What about cricket, guys? Cricket? Is it worth to buy Kansas down to 2.5? We can talk about that. I'm gonna say no. Can you grab them at 3? In a sweat with the Miami Heat. Please pray. I'm praying for you. Yeah, shop around. Try to find a 3. I mean, 3.5. It is what it is. Look, I like the spot for Kansas. Model X Kansas, it's close, but I mean, this is a spot where I feel like I'm buying Kansas low. And Oklahoma somewhat high because, well, I shouldn't say high because they've been losing. But I will say this though, last Saturday, I guess it was 2 Saturdays ago, that win against Alabama propelled them up, and then people were like, well, maybe Oklahoma's good. But that was that weird SEC Big 12 matchup. They've been on a skid, and I just don't think I don't want to overthink this. I don't want to be like, well, they've lost 3 in a row. They're going to rebound. I can't do it. I got to take Kansas. I just feel like Bill Self on the road, he's going to figure it out. It's probably going to be a close game. I don't think this is going to be an easy cover. But at this point in the season, you shouldn't be expecting easy covers, and you shouldn't be wanting to tweet out halfway through the game, because I guarantee you, I don't even really watch most of the first halves of these games because I know things are just going to change. I mean, granted, maybe not even like the next 10 of the second half, right? Like, if you're just watching it for betting purposes, because the last 10 minutes, so much can go down. So, what, minus 600? What? Oh, that's Miami. Yeah, I mean, you could take a 3.5 still. I just think that, again, I'm feeling good about Kansas. I know it could be a public side, but I mean, I'm up like 34 units on the season, and I haven't once been like, oh, I'm not betting this because it's public, or I'm betting this because I'm sharp, right? Like, I feel like a lot of that is noise, and just just gotta stick to your guns, you know? The Rockets are winning, and the Lord replied, "Oh, hell to the nah." Yup. Facts. Okay. Let's take a look at some hold percentages for the totals. So Providence St. John's, one book is a -150.5. I guess that's Bet Online. No, that's Bovada. And then Cambia Books, Bet Rivers, Unibet, and Barstool are at 153.5. Bookmaker is at 151.5. Looks like the total is dropping. See what the model says about this game. Model is right around 153. So right around where Vegas has it. And Cash and Bets, we literally just talked about that game. I lean Auburn, but I'm not going to have any action on it. Not going to have action on that one. But wouldn't be shocked if that's closer to +1.5 by tip-off. So let me see something here. Yeah, this total's definitely dropping. I mean, technically 153.5 is under. Or 153.1 is under 153.5. And for what I've been seeing with some of these totals on Friday night, Saturday, like they will continue to move. I don't know how low that gets, but definitely. Well, I shouldn't say definitely, but there's a good chance that it continues to move. And Providence. God, Providence, man. Sneaky good team. People hate Providence. I don't know why. You guys tell me in chat why you don't like Providence. Does anyone actually like Providence? I haven't met anyone who likes Providence. I mean, first of all, their mascot is just... Ironically, he looks demonic. He's a friar. And I'm not talking about an employee at McDonald's, guys. Okay, I'm gonna look at one thing here. Oh yeah, I know Mikey Overs is a Providence guy. Big Providence guy. But that's about it. See here. I'm gonna pull up Barstool. Maybe that was the max amount of E's he could put in his name, or maybe HE was taken and then HEE was taken and then HEE was taken, and then he was like, "Fuck this, I'm just gonna hold down E. I don't have time for this." See? There you go, Nick. There you go. Who's the player? His name's Michael Jackson, right? Is that like a wide receiver on USC? You know who I'm talking about? His name's Michael Jackson. You guys have some weird Twitch names, and he's probably the right in the middle of normalcy here. Okay, we got a redemption. Yeah, there's a Kobe Bryant. Yep. But anyways, I'm gonna be on this under 153.5 for the St. John's Providence game. Also, Nick, if you could do me a favor, if you could put these plays in the Discord for the standard subs, because I've been forgetting to do that and then they move. That'd be helpful if you're still in here. Okay, we have a redemption. Tar Heels Clemson. Oh man, I already saw the spread on this and I was like, holy shit. Tar Heels in here. What am I doing? Not pulling up either. I think it's 7, right? That is a fat total. But home court advantage. What have we been talking about? Clemson on the road, though. I mean, Clemson is so tough at home. But man, 7.5, 8. That seems like a lot of freaking points, man. Yeah, Nick, just put that St. John's under, and then that's it. That's about it. But yeah, this total, or not total, this spread definitely caught my attention. I was like, holy shit. And no surprise that the model likes Clemson here. I'm really not surprised. Did these two teams play each other already? No, it's looking like this is the first matchup. Clemson coming off 2 straight losses. That Boston College loss was tough. The Miami game was tough. Weren't they? Hold on. I feel like they were up in that game. No, they weren't up. I mean, I lean Clemson, man. Yes, Sunday is gonna be litty. I'm excited. Yes, and Nick's birthday. T-minus. Well, depends how you want to do the math. What time zone? Are we actually celebrating the day, like the time he was born? Logistics. Heat at the buzzer, no way. No fucking way. Fargo Force, what is good, my guy? Clemson under. Wait, hold on. Nabal has it. Okay, yeah, Mississippi State. Okay, real quick though, back to this game. I'm feeling like I want Clemson in my life, but I don't know. It's a weird line move, and it's at 8 at Circa. Does Clemson have any injuries? Yeah, I think Houston is actually tanking. I actually think they're tanking. But hey, that's the product and the environment the NBA set up. I don't really blame them. Tank for Victor. But the funny thing though is with the NBA, it's like not even a guarantee, right? That you get the number one pick. Percentage wise, yeah, it helps your chances, but I hope that kid stays healthy. I mean, he could be one of the best prospects we've seen in a hot minute. Man, am I missing anything with this Clemson game? Like, I don't think they have any injuries. I mean, is this why the spread is so large? Because North Carolina's lost 3 in a row, and people are just like, well, they're due. They're due. You know? But you could say the same thing about Clemson. Clemson's lost 2 in a row. Why can't they be due? Are they just not due because they're on the road? I need the due committee to come up and explain to me the principles of being due, because apparently I'm missing it. Apparently I'm missing who's due and who isn't and who is. Like, what are we doing here? Because 7 points, I mean, you would have asked me what the spread was without looking at anything. I would have said 5. Swear to God. I would have said like 5, 5.5. We're talking 8. So then I'm like, am I stupid? Like, what am I doing here? This conversation that I'm having with you is what goes on inside of my brain when I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to be betting on in these spots. Clemson under, someone said. Yeah, but the only thing I worry about is North Carolina can get hot from deep. They haven't really been doing it. Also, wasn't there something going on with like Caleb Love and RJ Davis, and like one of them like hooked up with the other's girl? Was that just a rumor? Because I'll tell you what, though, it does check out the way they've been playing the last few games. So I'm just trying not to overthink like the spot. I just feel like Clemson. Hold on, I'm gonna do one thing real quick. I'm gonna look at Clemson on the road. They do only have 2 road wins, but I mean they're playing decent on the road. They're just not really winning. But I mean, Duke, that's a tough one. Not a lot of teams are going to walk into Cameron Indoor and win. Wake Forest, that's a weird game. How did Wake Forest give up so many points? Oh, free throws. It must have been free throws. Or, sorry, Clemson gave up 92 to Wake Forest. Oh, yeah, this is New Mexico. I definitely saw that. Those kids, man. That is North Carolina. Oh, I'm looking at North Carolina. Good call. Good call. I thought you were being like, "Oh, that's North Carolina for you," and I was like, "Yeah, RJ and those boys, that's North Carolina." You're right. Let's get back on track here. Here we are, Clemson away. Boom. Well, this is going to even make me more confused because they actually haven't been terrible on the road. I know they lost to Wake Forest. That's why I was like, this is the game I was thinking of. I just don't understand the spread. I don't. But you know what? I gotta go with what's been working, and I'm gonna go Clemson. I just gotta see the best number. Yeah, I'll add the ticker in a second. I'll put in what I have. Okay. I mean, there's plenty of 7.5s out there, so you can find this basically everywhere. I feel like I'm gonna regret this one in the morning, but fuck it. Okay, let me get some ticker action going on here. St. John's, Providence, under 153.5. And then we have Clemson. I mean, I don't think there's many 8s out there, but 7.5 is pretty widely available. Little baby ticker. There you go. All right. Okay, we got some redemptions here. Oh, we hydrate. Yep. Gotta drink my water. Gotta drink that water. Okay, 1 second. Florida Vandy. Nine and a half. 139.5 is the total. Oh, I skipped Nate Balls. Let me see where his is at. Oh, Mississippi State. Okay. Mississippi State. Ah. 6.5 across the board. 129 across the board. I guess 128.5 at Cambia Books. Again, Cambia. When I say Cambia Books, Barstool, Bet Rivers, Unibet, I think, are the three. Model X. Where'd it go? Model X, Mississippi State. Likes Arkansas to win by 3, but likes Mississippi State. And to be honest, I don't want anything to do with this because I don't really feel like going up against Arkansas, betting against them when they're at home, personally. The total is interesting, though. What did we have? We have 127. We have the under. Yeah, this is just a weird game. Like, I feel like this line is going to be where it needs to be, and 7 seems like a pretty fair number for it. Arkansas, tough place to play. If you really wanted to fire something up, I mean, I guess you could go with Mississippi State. But if it was at 7.5, I'd be more inclined to lean that way. But at 7, I mean, it's going to close at 6.5 or 7. So Nick doesn't like Penn State people. Nick has weird biases against certain people. He just won't tell you. Nick doesn't like Penn State people. And he also hates anyone who spells Pitt, P-I-T. That's true. And I did it a few times to troll him, and he didn't like me for a few weeks. It's true. There's incriminating video evidence of that from streams. Okay. Yep, armpit. Facts. Let's see here. I was about to talk about another game. What was it? Okay, Florida Vanderbilt, you know, that crazy win they had the other day. That was that Kentucky, right? Is that Kentucky? That was a crazy game. I turned that on at the end and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this. Do you guys ever do that where you just like randomly? Oh yeah, it was Tennessee. That's right. Where you just randomly like turn on a game because you like have a feeling, you're like, I feel like something's gonna happen in this game, and you get a little bit of FOMO, right? Where you're like, shit, I don't want to like miss this, and something crazy happens. I swear that was on Wednesday. I was like, I think I need to turn this on, and then that dude, he could have gone up for the layup. But okay, the more I think about it, it wasn't as bad as it looked because they weren't in the bonus yet. So essentially, every foul under the bonus is going to take off like 1 to 2 seconds and maybe even more. But what I didn't like about that is Rick Barnes, he was upset that he didn't shoot the layup. So it's not like they instructed him to not shoot the layup. So they weren't on the same page. So, yeah, Nick, that's because the security had the script, Nick. And also Vandy got fined because I think that was the third court storming, and the SEC has like these weird rules about storming the court. So they had to pay a fine. Okay, let's talk about this game though. Vandy. Fun fact about Vanderbilt. This is the one school that I got into and Nick did not get into. Apparently Nick's letter of recommendation was just really bad and mine was really good. So Nick did not get into Vanderbilt. All right. The model likes Florida to win by 10. And I kind of like the Gators, but you know what? I like the Gators last game, and I got embarrassed. So, yeah. I thought I was all funny on Twitter, and I had like the Gator emoji and like the eyes, like, ooh, I like the Gators. And then, yeah, that was that was bad. That did not work out, but shout out to Alabama. I mean, Alabama, when they're hot, I mean, Nick said it. Like when if you take every team in college basketball and if they play at the best, Alabama, I think, if not number one, they're top 3. So, and we saw that on a full display. But doesn't this kind of feel like a spot where Vandy's coming off 2 emotional home wins, right? I mean, the Tennessee game, they were probably partying all night Wednesday. And now you got to turn around on the road and bring it again against the Gators. Conversely, Florida got embarrassed. Florida lost by 28. Didn't shoot well. I mean, I didn't watch the game. What was Castleton doing? Was he building sandcastles out there? Because what the fuck? They only scored 69. Let me see here. Again, I didn't watch any of this game because by the time I would have turned it on. Okay, I take it back. Castleton was all right. He had 29. Take that back. Apologies to the Castleton kin. I didn't mean to slander your son's name like that, but what was everyone else doing? Like, who the hell is Jitterbon? Why is he only scoring 2 points off the bench? Like, who are these people? But that is like inherently the issue with Florida is they're not a super deep team. And I mean, what the hell? Lofton was 0 for 5 from. He was 0 for 7. Come on, man. But I'm definitely leaning Florida. Lofton transferred from was it Louisiana Tech? Nick, you know what's funny? You say that about Castleton. I hear the same thing about Gerard too. Or is it Gerard? I always forget. But like he runs his stats up against bad teams. But Nick, Castleton dropped 29, so it's like that was a good performance. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Is there any relation to? I always forget. Was there any relation to Kenny Lofton, who played baseball, or was there no relation? I think Nick, we talked about this. I should know the answer. We literally talked about this. But anyways, yeah, we're talking about Kyle. There you go. He was not related to Kenny Lofton. Okay. I feel like I like Florida here. But the only thing that worries me is like what if Vandy's like actually good? Right? But I mean, they lost by Florida lost by 29 against Alabama. Vandy lost by what is that, 57? Yo, how do you lose by 57 points? That's bad. Yeah, they are better, Nick, but I'm like, this is such a get right spot. Is a get right spot a synonym for being due? I think I'm going to go with Florida. Go Gators. Do. And I also think Vandy's been pretty mid on the road. I mean, they kept it close in a few games. They haven't been terrible on the road, but they definitely haven't been good. Florida for the redemption. That's what we're talking about right now. So we just have to go to Texas Tech, Kansas State, and we're caught up. Okay. I'm going Florida. Fuck it. I just like the spot, and I think Florida's going to have a day. Model likes it. Go Gators. Go Gators. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to get it back. Go Gators. That's from NCAA football. They would play that over and over, the video game. I think that's coming back this summer too, by the way. I believe the video game's coming back. Is this moving? It's been 9. I thought it was 8.5 somewhere. Am I tripping on that? Was it always 9? I mean, FanDuel has an 8.5, but it's juiced. I don't really want to take a 8.5 at -120. Yeah, I'm cool with the 9. I'm cool with that 9. I mean, nines are all over the place, so. Florida, come on, Florida. You better not let me down tomorrow, Florida. Such a great video game. So many memories playing that. Florida -9. Okay. All right, Kansas State. Kansas State. Kansas State. Oh, let me do this. Model likes Texas Tech. I still can't get my head away from that Iowa State Texas Tech game. I'm just trying to see what Texas Tech did last game. Yeah, that's what I thought. God, this is a tough one because after that win against Iowa State, they did have 2 straight road games, and they lost both. I mean, they got pummeled by Baylor, and then they lost by 3 to Oklahoma State. Yeah, Budman, if you have another game, let me know. Okay, this is actually a true rematch revenge spot because these two teams faced off back on the 21st of January. Kansas State won 68-58. Texas Tech has been good at home. I mean, wins and losses, it's not going to be crazy, but they barely lost to Kansas at home. They lost by 5 in OT to Oklahoma at home. Lost by 7 to Baylor. West Virginia loss was not a good loss. I mean, they shot 3 for 20 from 3. I don't know. I just feel like if you think Texas Tech can cover, I think you're going to need Kansas State to not play their best. Like, I don't think this is a game where you should just go into it and rely on Texas Tech to play really well at home. Let's see what the line's been doing. So it opened up as... Wait, what's going on here? It flip-flopped, but it's still Texas Tech is the favorite. But you can find a +1. So you can find a +1 for Texas Tech and then a -1 for Texas Tech and vice versa for Kansas State. So it's one of those weird kind of flip-flop, not a true PK, depending on what book you're looking at. I definitely don't want to be on this game because, again, you're just trying to figure out, like, is Texas Tech just going to come out and play their best at home? And if not, I just feel like there's more win conditions for Kansas State in this spot because Kansas State's the better team. Kansas State on a neutral is going to be, I don't know, the favorite by 3.5, right? So I don't know. I know the model likes Texas Tech, but I just don't see how Texas Tech's the better team here. Maybe I'm impartial, but I don't know. That's my thoughts. They were up a majority of that first matchup. What's up, Lenny? Lenny, we thought you died. We had the search dogs out for you. And then the search dogs were protesting because we weren't paying them enough. So it was this whole thing, Lenny. Unbelievable. Okay. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that game. I know I just kind of rambled about that. Didn't really come away with anything actionable, but the total, I feel like it's a good number. You know, it's close to what we have, 146. It's at, what, 144? Yeah, I'm not going to be on that one. No way, legends don't die. That's true. Unless, well, the guy in I Am Legend, he died. Speaking of dogs, too. Oh, you refunded the redemption? Okay, thank you, Nick. Blah, 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 blah. Can you mod me real quick before Nick notices it? Well, Nick's birthday is literally in like a few minutes, so yeah. Trent Atia, mother, great idea. Great idea. Nick, I'm pretty sure he's trolling. But maybe you're not. Maybe he wasn't trolling. I know. I can never tell who's trolling and not trolling, so I just assume everyone is trolling. Is that the bad way to? Is that the bad mindset to have, that you just assume everyone's trolling, or should it be the other way around? I gotta think about that one. Am I trolling by saying that? Okay, let's take a look at. I'm gonna look at some hold percentages here. Ooh, Arkansas. St. Francis, Stonehill. You know what's funny is I don't think I bet on Stonehill. or against them any part of the season. I don't think. It's kind of funny. College of Charleston and Hampton. Doesn't Hampton play like slow as balls? Let's see, Hampton. Model likes the over. I feel like Hampton plays slow. Isn't Hampton the Pirates? Is that their mascot? The Hampton Pirates? Hampton. They were in the tournament, I feel like 3 years ago. Let's take a look at their tournament history. Wait, where doesn't it say? Oh shit, they haven't been in the tournament since 2016. They were a 16 seed. And I'm sure that didn't go well for them. I mean, maybe they covered. They were a 16 seed back-to-back years. Anyways. Yeah, Hampton's the best team in Virginia, right? Actually, they're probably the worst team in Virginia. Let me actually. Oh, they're in the Colonial. That's right. They played Charleston already this year. It was 89-61. So they won by 28. I mean, I kind of expect Charleston to do the same thing. Like, sure, it's a revenge spot, but it's like you know what Charleston's gonna do. They're gonna slow you down. They're efficient offensively. Like, I feel like Charleston's like a team where it's like, oh, they're gonna run up the gut, right? And you can't stop it. Like, I'm sure there's little things schematically they could try to stop, but it's like Charleston's gonna do what the fuck they want to do. So, yeah, Charleston first half's kind of interesting. That's gonna be 9 maybe. Definitely interesting. I know it's a big spread. It's conference play, but it's like they could win by 20 plus. No doubt about that. Okay. Let's take a look at some of these other games here. I want to see what catches my attention. Kentucky, Georgia. There's 7 at Bovada. There's a 9. I don't really want to take Georgia on the road. Or, sorry, Georgia at home. I don't want to try to be too cute with that. I would even lean Kentucky. I think Kentucky's going to be an interesting team down the stretch here. Marquette. See what the model has for Georgetown Marquette. The hard thing about these totals with Georgetown is there's a lot of fucking variance, because if Georgetown hits shots and gets their offense going, this total can end up in the 160s, right? But then you have games I'm trying to think there was a game I'd bet on a total and over, and Georgetown was just so flat offensively, and it was basically caked by the first half. It was it? I think it was Creighton, and Creighton Creighton was up and they just like took the foot off the gas. There was like whatever. They probably could have won that game by 20. And I actually think Georgetown backdoored that game, which is hilarious. Georgetown's covering. I mean, Georgetown hangs around. They play hard. Their coaching sucks. But the model definitely likes an under here, and it likes them to cover. And like, I don't hate either of those. It's just, do I want to wake up tomorrow morning and know that I have a Georgetown ticket? Like, those are questions you have to ask yourself. I said, Piaga, I said I might not stream. But, literally, like, my grandpa fought in World War II. Do you think he wanted to storm the beach of Normandy? Probably not, you know? But he did it, you know? So I was like, shit, I gotta stream. And sorry about New Mexico. I mean, I didn't give that out, but weird game, man. Weird game. New Mexico's, if the Selection Sunday was tomorrow, they're probably not in. That's a bad loss. Not a good loss right there. Yeah, I don't think I want to. I'm definitely not going to bet Georgetown. Not going to bet Marquette, but the under is interesting. Under is definitely interesting. Ugh. That's probably going to be a lean. I gotta think more about. It's fucking dropping. Well, it went to 148 and went back up. I don't know. I gotta think more about that. We got a redemption here. We got Texas press Virginia. I feel like Javon was talking about this game. Was he? I didn't watch all of BTL today, but I kind of like West Virginia just off the rip. Model likes West Virginia. I like West Virginia. Model likes West Virginia. Let's see if these two teams played each other. I want to say they did, right? And West Virginia won. Yeah, these two they played. Oh, they lost. They lost at home. I do recall because there was a lot of people in West Virginia, and we did a stream the night before that too. Yeah, so Texas is a tough team for me because when Beard got fired or whatever, if that was the right terminology, it made me look at them a little differently, right? But they've been playing well. They're covering. They're tough at home. But West Virginia, West Virginia is a good team. And the model definitely likes West Virginia. Let's see what happened in that first matchup. So didn't shoot well from 2. Did all right from the perimeter. Kind of weird they lost this, but they turned the ball over. They actually had one of their worst turnover games, and they were shooting well. They just were turning the ball over. So they limited themselves with the number of opportunities. Because anytime I see like, wow, they they only allowed Texas to shoot 3 of 13 from the perimeter, and they shot decent from 3. The next thing I look at is like, well, they either were missing a shit ton of free throws and or they were turning the ball over, and they were turning the ball over. So as of late, like if you look at this Texas Tech game here, they had a 27 and 28% turnover rate. And after that, the last 4 games, they've only turned the ball over 17%, 14%, 13%, 15%. So they're not turning the ball over. And I think that can continue. And for that, I like West Virginia here. Say West Virginia wins that game, what do you think the spread would be? If West Virginia won, that's a good question. I honestly think that it's, well, because I know it'd be it probably would have opened up around 5.5, maybe even 6 instead of 5.5, and then probably like 7.5. It's hard to say. And look, this number, I don't know where it's going to settle. It's kind of going back and forth. It's kind of teeter-tottering. Let's see here. I think I'm leaning Virginia Tech. Like, Texas can win, whatever. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with West Virginia. Guys, down with some West Virginia? Some Press Virginia? Did they turn Texas over in that game too? Where'd it go? They didn't really. So that's something that hopefully they can do this time around. Yeah, man, I love me some Bobby Huggins. I think he's a great coach. Okay, Micah, we'll get to that next. Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna fire up West Virginia. I just want to look at one other thing. I don't have a 7 available. I wish this was a 7. The question, though, is like, does it get to a 7? It already hit 7 at Bookmaker and then immediately was bet down back to 6.5. Yeah, I think I like West Virginia here. In a weird way, man, I almost want to take West Virginia money line. And yeah, Ryan said it right there. I would not hate that idea. Plus 240 on FanDuel. West Virginia plus 240. I'm gonna take the plus 6.5. FanDuel. But I definitely do not hate the look of a money line. Okay. So let me add that to the banner. Did I have anything else after Florida? West Virginia. Okay. What's funny is I have a lot of spreads, not a lot of totals, but it's fine. That's just how it works out sometimes. Okay, so let's get back to. Oh, we have a police chase. When's the start end of February? What do you mean exactly? Okay, UCLA, Oregon. Man, I saw the spread a few hours ago, and I was like, damn, this seems like a short spread. So model likes Oregon to cover, and it likes the under. And I'm not going to lie, I think the under is probably going to be a play of mine, as long as the line move is kind of supporting it, because UCLA and USC in the Pac-12, they play so fucking slow. It's almost like, I mean, I think it feels like Virginia of years past. Like they don't care. Even if there's an opportunity, it seems like they could have a fast break. They don't do it. They like to play slow. They're efficient offensively. I mean, they're 32 in offensive efficiency. They get quality looks offensively. I mean, their block percentage offensively, getting blocked, they're one of the best teams in the nation. And I think that speaks to getting off good shots. And I take that back. They're not as slow as UVA, but it really feels like they are at times, guys. Like it's hard to. I think the reason why is because they have a lot of good players offensively, and they just play so slow. But it works for them. Oregon, on the other hand, these two teams played way back when. In December on the 4th, so closer to the beginning of the season than where we're at now. And it was a pretty slow-paced game. I mean, 62 possessions. Model likes the under. And in that game, we go back to that game, UCLA won 65-56. So that's Jay-Z's birthday. I don't know how you know that, but shout out Jay-Z. So the spread, I guess, kind of makes sense. It's like a revenge spot. The spread's moving too. It looks like Oregon's getting some love. But I like the under here. I think at 134, I mean it's a low total, but you watch these two teams play. I mean, I said it. UCLA is going to play slow. Points will be at a premium. Possessions will be at a premium. 134 you can find at a few shops. Caesars has a 134 DraftKings win. Betfred, friends at Betfred. I might just go bet that on Betfred. I think I'm going to go with that under. Where's my under gang at? Unders, baby. I'm telling you, unders build character. Unders build character. Say it with me right now. Unders build character. Yes, they truly do. They truly do. Because think about it. When you get a bad beat on an over, do you learn anything from that? Right? No, I feel like you don't learn anything. when you have a bad beat on an under, you learn a lot about yourself. In that moment, you really learn a lot about yourself as a man or a woman. Unders build trust issues. Well, depending on how you channel that energy, Nick, the output that's on you, right? Because bad things are going to happen to us. It's about how you react to them. You're like, I didn't learn anything from that under in that SMU game. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. And then I'll go bet it. And then my next under bet's going to go into OT. And I'll be like, fuck this. And then you guys are going to be like, what was that whole unders builds character talk you had last night? I'll be like, I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about. Okay. Yeah, I think I like the under there. 134. You know, Oregon's court also is like, it's ugly. If you guys haven't seen it, it's an eyesore. There's a lot going on there. Maybe that contributes to this. Maybe UCLA's not equipped to play in a force environment. Yeah, that's true, Nick. I didn't say it was good character. You have like a job description. You're just like, you work here, you're going to build character. And then you're like, hey, I didn't say it was good character. Didn't say anything about that. You should have asked. Oh, yeah, Micah, thank you for requesting that. I almost forgot you requested that. Yeah, I'm going to go with the under there. I got to have a good under on the card, too. And look, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. These unders, like, I feel like 135 to 120, like, they're not pretty. They're definitely not pretty. Oh my goodness, we have a sub bang from Reese Pieces, gifted to Ryan. And he said, let's ride. Appreciate you, man. I mean, gifted subs build character too. That's good character. Oh my, Micah, you didn't have to, but you did. And you did it not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times. Appreciate you. That's a beautiful. I love to see it. Love to see it. You don't miss Wilson? It's funny. It's funny. Worldwide WAP went live to do the police chase. Don't leave, though. Don't leave. I shouldn't have said that. But that's funny. Nope, these can't go till Sunday. But that's good. That's good. Sunday's gonna be fun. Okay. Did we bet that? Hold on. I gotta actually bet this under. Oh, I guess I already had an under on the card, but I love when I do a recap and I realize I'm on like 6 unders. I'm like, sweet. I'm sure you guys are thrilled. Oh, Micah's gonna do something crazy, and I won't be able to handle it. Nick, I was watching Kai. Is that how you say his name? And like some of the top gifters are like in the thousands. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Kai's channel is crazy. I almost feel like it's just like cracked out. It's like the chat's like, and then it's just like boom, 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 and then the guys are like all over the place, and then it's just crazy. sub gifted. I'm like, man, imagine doing that, Nick, for like a Kai level for for as long as he streams. Like that's insane. That's absolutely crazy. I know it's a whole fucking world, man. Amarith is what when I first actually watched like a non-gamer, like just a, I mean, there's other stuff going on there, but I was like, there's literally just like 20,000 people watching her 24/7, and that was years back, and now it's, I mean, she has to have concurrent like minimum like 50K when she's on, or probably even more than that, right? So how does the hype train work? Like, you just keep hitting the levels? I know what it is, but like I've never seen it continue, I guess, that long. I guess Trent one time got pretty on the Book It stream. But Tim, he had 30K subs in a month. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. So let's take a look here. And honestly, I'm probably only going to stream for another 30 minutes here. So let's try to go through some rapid fire ones. I'm not going to stream till like 2 tonight at least, because I'll be streaming basically all day Sunday, and you guys will get sick of me. I can't saturate you guys with myself. Ooh, what about St. Mary's? Do we want to? No, that's too. What about an over for St. Mary's? Let's see what the model has for St. Mary's. Model loves St. Mary's usually. Would you look at that? The model loves St. Mary's. I think the model is a devout Catholic. That's what I think is going on here. Minus 15 for St. Mary's against Portland. Also, there's a tweet from Krabs. I'm gonna give him shit for this. He said Portland's a team that's gonna be dancing this March, and I said, I mean, this was back when they had a few good wins, and I was like, I'm like, they're probably gonna have to do something crazy in February, right? Like WCC's somewhat stacked, so that was pretty funny. But I mean, Krabs has been hot, so. But you gotta humble the kids sometimes, right? You gotta bring up some of that. You gotta humble them just a little bit. Okay, so St. Mary's, and then the total's 135. I mean, that St. Mary's LMU game was weird. As fun of game as that was, like, St. Mary's defensively collapsed. Like, there's no way that Shelton should have been getting to the hoop that often. Like, they definitely should have collapsed and made him kick out, and there were just too many times where he had a layup. So if I'm Portland, I'm like, fuck. I'm a little worried because St. Mary's is gonna come out guns blazing, and I think the first half look is actually not a bad look because it kind of plays into the narrative of, like, you know, tough overtime loss, a game you should have won. And then also, I think it's a good matchup. And Saxon too. He was in foul trouble. He got, I think, his second and third, or maybe his third and fourth foul, like early second half. So I do expect some more points in this game. And we get a 133. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, we're for sure gonna make I'm gonna write a few down for like over 300. I'm almost thinking first half for St. Mary's, and then I'm almost thinking full game over. And like I will double dip. Like I'm not against double dipping if I feel like I got a good number and good value. Like I think I was on TC or Kansas State over, and also the spread a few weeks back, they both slapped. I feel like with the double dipping plays this year, maybe one time they both lost, but they're either splitting or I'm winning both. Micah, yes. Well, okay, I wouldn't say big value, but Nick, I forgot to tell you this, but the last 4 days, I went 5-1 live betting the system that you kind of created. Well, you didn't create, you found it, right? With if teams in the first half are in foul trouble or getting to the bonus. I've been playing the overs, but instead of doing team total overs for each team, I've been waiting when teams are at 6 fouls each and playing the first half overs. And I did it in the Portland State Colorado game, or Northern Colorado game. That one flew over by like 12 points. Maybe I was 5-2, but I don't know if you can say that is a huge edge, but it's definitely something that the books aren't accounting for as much as they should, because it's an equation of how much time's left. And then if you're getting free throw opportunities and the clock's not running, like granted, they have to hit the free throws and get to the foul line, but I'm sure there's more to it. You could look into teams who foul more, but yeah, it's seriously. But Nick, I definitely think there's something there, because like the Portland State Northern Colorado game was like the perfect example where when Northern Colorado and Portland State started fouling each other frequently, the live line didn't like move the way it should have. It just kind of stayed the same based on the game state of how much time was left. It like, I don't even know if they're factoring in the free throws. Now in the second half they will, because if you've noticed like a live line in the second half, you will see it like it's the weird period of, like 10 points going to 12, and then if the team's up by like 12 to 15, you'll actually see the total start to drop a little bit. But if it gets back in that window of like, I don't know, 7 to 10 points and it's like 10 minutes left, the total is going to creep up a little bit. But then when you start to see like one team pull away, right? Like I got pretty fortunate with Oregon USC. That total would have probably gone over if the game was tight, right? But then Oregon got off to a pretty big lead. They were up by like 23. And then the total just started dropping, right? Because we knew that USC wasn't going to foul down 20. And if they did, then you just charge that to the game, because that usually never happens. So, yeah, I think the biggest kicker with live betting is figuring out the fouls. Like that's a big part of it. Also, there's another really good learning period, or learning example, I should say, with live betting. Wyoming UNLV, that under we were on, I actually double dipped and I bet it again because Wyoming was playing so slow the way they were bringing the ball up. And I text Jovan and Krabs and I was like, yo, you should probably bet this live under. And it flew under. And the model was like really close to like hitting the final score. And that was with a bunch of fouls down the stretch too. And it still had a pretty good buffer. So the pace is definitely something too to watch for. Like if you see either the pace is increasing and you weren't expecting it to, or the other way around, that's another good opportunity to live bet. Like NBA is weird because feel like in NBA the pace of play doesn't fluctuate as much from the most extreme fast-paced team to lowest. Like college basketball, it's night and day. Like some of those teams literally have like 20 more possessions a game than the slowest paced team. So hopefully you guys are learning something here at 11:41 p.m. Eastern. And Micah, appreciate you again for the subs, the gifted. So my thoughts ASAP on that game is I lean with Auburn. The model likes Bama, but it's just one of those spots where, I mean, it's a team that plays really well at home and doesn't play well on the road. It's a good spot for them. It's a rivalry game. I lean Auburn. Javon likes Auburn. I'm not going to bet it. Those are my thoughts. Okay. Did we decide what we were doing here? Are we gonna bet this over for St. Mary's? ASAP X Mango, appreciate you. Can we get some guys? Can we get some Wangos, please? Please, can we get some Wangos? ASAP, guys. See what I did there? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the sub. ASAP, check us out on Sunday, man. I don't know if you saw, but we are doing an all day stream. So Nick's gonna do the gritty. Nick, maybe here's what we do. When we hit the sub goal for you doing the gritty, the person with the most gifted gets to pick the song that you gritty to. Well, hey, if you follow, you can get the noties when we go live. Okay, so I think I like the over in the St. Mary's game. And then I'm going to wait for the first half line. Because I'm not seeing any books with the first half line of ones that I have access to. Same Heisenberg. That's the only reason why I'm tuning in too. Also, my sister's coming over. You guys can meet my sister. But if you say anything disrespectful, I'll boot you. Shapa. My sister won at least, I think, either one or two of the prop contests last year. And I didn't pay her for like 2 months. I forgot. Yeah, her and T Cherry were fucking scheming. I feel like they were scheming. And then my mom won something. I paid her. Yeah, and it's funny because my sister's literally like my percentage of like sporting pick contests and stuff my sister wins is astronomical. Like she doesn't bet a lot or do a lot, but she wins like her Survivor leagues, and then she'll be like top 5 in the bracket pool, and I'm like, Amanda, how are you doing this? She gets like 3 or 4 of the Final Four, right? I'm like, how did you know to put a 4 seed in the Final Four? And they made it. Like, I don't know. I guess it's in our blood. Okay. Let me see here. Do you base most of your picks strictly off the model? Great question. I would say, like, at this point, college basketball, since there's just so many more games out there, I say like 90% of the time I pick is model supported. For other sports, it can be a little different because there's less to choose from. But I would say for the most part, I like to go off what the model has. And then if you watch these streams, you can kind of pick up how my methodology and process on how I like handicap things, and I'll look at what the market has, and then I look at our numbers, and then I kind of compare to say like, okay, is it moving away from our numbers? Is it trending in that way? And then I would even say the third element is just like, what I have in my head. But more times than not, if I'm going against the market and the model is the other way, I don't want to bet it. Okay, you said the model loves Yale tomorrow. Oh my god, the model fucking loves Yale. That's crazy, Nick. I wonder if it's a. It almost likes it a little too much, but I will say though, that it is moving in that direction. 19.5, it's up to 20 in bookmaker. You know what's crazy is the Ivy League tournament is going to be pretty crazy. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but 2 years ago, I think they changed it. And the Ivy League used to just have an auto bid, and they didn't even have a tournament. So like if you were the regular season champ in the Ivy League, you made the tourney. But they changed that, I believe, like 3 years ago. But take a look at this. Look at the Ivy League. You got Princeton, you got Yale, you got Cornell. Cornell's a fucking wagon. Penn's been solid. Brown's like, I honestly feel like Brown is one of the best teams that like no one has ever watched. And then Dartmouth, they're kind of like, now we're into Dartmouth and Columbia. They're the bottom feeders, but I mean Harvard's been decent. And the crazy thing too is like, I don't know how accurate Bart Torvik is with these like tournament seeding predictions, but it's kind of cool if you guys are ever curious. You guys see where it says TourneyCast on the far right here? It has their like expected predicted seeding. So of course, like this is if any of these teams won the Ivy, and Princeton's like a 13, Yale's a 12. Like I think if Yale won the Ivy and didn't lose another 2 games, I think they're a 12 seed. I think they fit that mold for a 12. Cornell would be like a 12, 13. Cornell's been my dark horse. Penn's good too. Like honestly, this is going to be a really fun conference tournament to watch because there's four to 5 teams that I think can win this conference tourney. So, and yeah, Trent Attia's mother, I do prefer it over KenPom. I think both of them are good sites, but Bart Torvik is free, and I like just how they color coordinate stuff. I use some of these graphs too. Yeah, I personally like Bart Torvik a little better. Miami to win the tourney. That's a pretty good number. What are they, like 50 to 1 right now? But yeah, going back to Yale, I mean, we could. Let's see. By the way, this song's a banger right here. Yale. So 19. Yeah, 19 and a half. That's not bad. And Budman, it really just kind of comes down to how they play in the conference tournament. Because I've noticed a few times with these teams, like you could be 30-1 to win the tourney, I'm talking about the whole tournament. And then in conference play, if you drop a game early and they just get knocked out, like you will see them drop like, I don't know, like 40-1, 35-1 sometimes. So it really depends. But if, Miami wins 2 games in the ACC tournament, then they're going to for sure drop. And then if they win the conference tourney or get to the finals, they'll definitely drop lower. But I mean, you're sitting at a freaking a 90-1, so there's plenty of margin for that to drop. Okay. The last thing I want to look at with Yale is I just want to see, did they? Oh shit! They lost to Columbia by 2. But that was on New Year's Eve. I feel like that was a fluke of a game. They shot 4 of 19 from 3. That's basically their worst, well, one of their worst 3-point shooting games. I feel like they had some injuries too. But as of late, they're playing some good basketball. They've won 5 in a row. And Columbia, I feel like, is not playing good basketball. Yeah, Columbia is Columbia's not playing good basketball. The only thing with Columbia, though, is they're not getting like destroyed frequently. But I mean, they only lost by 11 or 9 to Penn, but then they lost to Princeton by 22. Yeah, pick 6 is right. That number was somewhat off market. It was only on the Cambia books. It's up to you on that one. I mean, I think that number is going to be where it should be, like 151 and a half. Maybe it drops to like 149, but it's not going to go any lower than that. So that's kind of your call. I'm gonna wait on Yale. I just want to look into that a little more. I mean, it seems like it's a good play, and Bookmaker also. It's gone up and down. It's not gonna go any higher than 20. I don't think. Like it could go to 21, but I don't think it's gonna like shoot up to like 22, 23. Oh, yeah. I'll get to that one real quick. Or I'll get to that one in a second, Oral Roberts. But real quick, I definitely wanted to look at North Dakota because there was a decent number available. Except the model only likes them to win by 4. Nah, I don't like that. I was curious if the model would prefer them by maybe like 7 or 8, but it doesn't. We can look at Oral Roberts, though. I think Oral Roberts was one I had circled both their spread and the total. 154 and a half. Model likes the over at 157 and a half. The tough thing with Oral Roberts totals is in the Summit, it's like, can the other team score? Can the other team hang? And Western Illinois, I don't know if they can. But then it's like, do we just look at Oral Roberts then? They beat Western Illinois by 24. That was at home. Jump over to Western Illinois here. Close out of some of these. You know what? Shout out Western Illinois, because there was this stretch where at the beginning of the season they lost 4 in a row. They lost to DePaul, UCF, UT Rio Grande Valley, Youngstown State, and I was like, yo, this is maybe the worst team in the Summit League by far, but they have won some games. I mean, they beat UMKC on the road, and then they won 4 straight. They beat St. Thomas. They beat North Dakota, South Dakota State. And then what the hell happened in this Denver game? They lost by 30 to Denver. Jesus, what the hell? Is anyone on that game? Weird. And then coming off a loss to UMKC. I'm kind of feeling like it's Oral Roberts here, or it is the over. Nevada's up 2.5. Okay. Bookmaker has a 13.5 on the board. And this definitely is it looks like it's rising. It opened up at 12. Yeah, geez, 12 is a short number. Let me see here. See if there's any other numbers available. I feel like 14 is the highest I would play Oral Roberts at. 14.5 seems a little too high. I know it's only 0.5 difference, but and it also feels like DraftKings is trying to just get ahead of this move. I don't know. Lines are tough. Lines are getting tight, guys. We'll put it that way. They're definitely getting tight. Hannah Spoonfeeder. We talked about that game, and we like West Virginia. I'm on West Virginia, so shout out Press Virginia. Wait, did I not put the other under on the bottom of the I gotta add this. Forgot about our UCLA Oregon under 134. So 130, what did I have? 134. Probably my favorite play of the day tomorrow. But again, this whole concept of like the POD, I mean, you guys have seen it in the starter channel. Like, I'll go 3-2 or 1-1 or like even like 2-1 or whatever, and the play that I thought was the best play and ends up losing. So it definitely happens. Happy birthday to Nick. It is officially Nick's birthday. I don't know if his mom actually gave birth right at this point in time, but tomatoes, happy birthday. Happy birthday. What's that Rihanna song? Cake. Wanna put your name on it. Shout out Rihanna. Oh yeah, I gotta get St. Mary's on the bottom too. Shout out St. Mary's. St. Mary's. Oh wait, what did we decide for St. Mary's? Oh, the over, right? That's why we write things down. Yep, same areas. Same areas over. Portland just needs to hit some damn threes. God, that one feels. It almost feels too free. Almost feels a little too free. Nick, are you gonna give us a birthday play? The music stopped, and it's back. Birthday yeah, Nick. I'm literally gonna tell everyone where you live. Okay. Man, this Oral Roberts spread is definitely a little fishy, wishy. And I wish it was still at like 12. Oh, I just wanted to see if yeah, it's not better anywhere. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay off it. And you know what? Oral Roberts probably wins by 20, whatever. Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. Nick, I think by default you have to take Yale money line because the model loves Yale. And you being a pretty intelligent dude and Yale being in the Ivy League, I feel like that at least is up there as one of the candidates for the birthday play of the day. Okay. Literally just says oral right there. Oral B. Oral B, guys. Grow up. It's toothpaste. Peep the UNT total. Oh boy. Well, first I know it's gonna be low as fuck. Second of all, I'm probably gonna want to bet it. Oh god, it's 115. Alright, I'm down to get involved with that. And I know people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's 110. I thought the total was gonna be like 120. The model has 115. So, whoa. Do we take the over now? Yeah, literally, you're that's so true. You bet those low totals and like you hit a 3-ball. You're like, yeah, let's go. You hit a 3-ball when the total is like 160. You're just like, yeah, he hit that to stay on pace, right? That's so true. That's hilarious. Didn't we have like a 108? I thought a few weeks back. No, I think this has to be the lowest. So low. Like 25, like, hold on. 25-27 at half is like pacing to go over the game, the full game total. 3 points a minute is 120. Yeah. So you hit a 3 and you're just like, let's go. Barstool has 110.5. Should we middle this, Nick? Because Circa has a minus 112, and then we try to middle and land on 111. But in a weird way, it's not the worst middle. I'm doing the math real quick. If it was 112, okay, maybe it's not the best middle. If we could get like a 112.5 or 113, I would middle the shit out of that. Okay. That's crazy. I'm not gonna bet the over. What a crazy low total that is. And they're gonna win by 6, guys. I mean, I guess the model likes 7. Talk about free throws coming into play. Like, this is a game where, like, every time you get to the line, it's literally like the most important shot of the game. The first half total, I'm showing 51.5. Do you guys remember, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had a North Texas game, and I was like, I'm really tempted to play the first half over, and I ended up not doing it. It didn't hit. It was like 25-24 at half. It didn't hit. I'm pretty sure it was North Texas and maybe Louisiana Tech. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have a slow-paced team that plays good D. Yep, it definitely was that. Evan, I know you remember. I was literally so close to betting it, and I just didn't do it because I had a weird feeling. You were on it? Shit, now I feel bad because I probably talked everyone into betting it, and then I didn't bet it. But I remember I looked back, and I was like, oh, shit. Good thing I didn't bet that. Man, it's those low totals are crazy. Okay, let's go back. I just want to see. I'm not gonna be on too much longer. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on. I'm just gonna go through rapid fire. Should I post the Oral Roberts Moorhead State Longwood parlay and say yes? But you actually you literally have to bet the ticket. Or I think post with the ticket would be funny. Like, you don't need to put how much you bet, but just have the ticket. I think that would be funny. Okay, let's go through some of these. We talked about some of these. Also, Nick, I think you were walking blue, but we were talking about the Ivy League, and that conference tournament is going to be insane. Army Navy's tomorrow, by the way. Cornell. Okay, so, man, I'm definitely biased and impartial to Cornell. Oh my God, the model loved Cornell. A model loved Cornell. It has them winning by like 12. Yeah, the Army Navy. Nick, you know it'd be so funny if one year in the Army Navy game, one of the teams, as kind of like a troll, didn't run the option, and then they ran like a spread attack. That would be so fucking funny. People would lose their minds. First play of the game, it's like 5 wide. You're like, what's going on here? Live total just flies up. Okay. Damn, Cornell shot 42 threes last game, and they did not hit a majority of them. But I'm telling you guys, Brown is like this sneaky good team. Brown. Just Brown. I got to think about this. I feel like it's kind of trappy. And they played just 2 Saturdays ago, and they beat Brown by 7. Kirby. Okay, I gotta think more about Cornell. Gotta sleep on that. Sleep on Cornell. Towson and Drexel. That's gonna be a good game. Sneaky good game. Sneaky good game. Model X Towson minus 2.5. This is a rematch, I believe, right? I feel like this is a type of game that you take a live spread one way or the other, and it's just going to come back to the spread, and it's going to be like a 2-point game. Yeah, these two teams played on the 5th of January. Drexel lost by 6. Yeah, I think Rhode Island definitely has some sneaky good teams. And to be honest, I didn't even know Brown was in Rhode Island. I knew it was like in the Northeast, but I didn't know it was in Rhode Island. I've actually never been to Rhode Island. Does anyone live in Rhode Island in here? 43 people in here. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go with the no at minus. Well, shit. I already fucking lost the bet because you live in Rhode Island. That's hilarious. What city? Okay, so back to this game though. This is gonna be. I'm gonna live bet this game. I'm telling you. I'm kid you not. Drexel goes up like 7. I'll bet Towson. If Towson goes up, I'll bet Drexel. No joke. No joke. You live in Providence? Nice. I feel like Providence. I bet it's fun up there. I mean, it's a bigger city, right? It's like 200,000, like plus. Let's see this. Providence. Just in population. Not size, I want to do population. Oh, that's pretty good. Look at that. I was Nick, but my fact was literally like right on point. I don't live in Rhode Island. I just know my geography. Yep, Rhode Island sharp, Nick. The mayor is Brett Smiley, by the way. Unemployment rate, 4.2%. Okay. Clemson. Okay, we already did that. Oh, Virginia Tech, Notre Dame. I mean, Virginia Tech bounce back spot? Question mark. Model X Virginia Tech. I might take that fucking bait. I might take that bait on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech needs a win. They need a win. Not a rematch. Not a rematch. Man, I got to think about this one. This is definitely a spot where I need to do some more thinking. Also, Boston College shot 50% from 3 at a pretty high clip. They shot 24 times. It's definitely their best shooting game of the year. So maybe that game was a little bit of an outlier and we're buying Virginia Tech kind of low. That's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I feel like Virginia Tech could just break all of our hearts. You don't think that? I mean, I kind of see what you're saying, Nick, but like they're 14-10. I disagree. I mean, I feel like if they win out and they win the next 7 games and then they lose in the conference tournament, I think they'd be in. Nick, AC's, we've seen that so many times though. They're 4-9 now. They got Notre Dame. They can beat Notre Dame. They can beat Georgia Tech. Now they're 6-9 in conference. They beat Penn State. Ooh, that College of Charleston game, that's gonna suck right there. They beat North Carolina. They beat Dayton. They beat Oklahoma State. Like they have some decent wins. I don't think. Like I think they're treating this as like we can't lose this game. That's all I'm saying. But I got to think about this one because Notre Dame is a weird team. Nick, see, I kind of disagree. Like I feel like as of now, that's fair to say, but I feel like there is a path they can get in the tourney without winning the conference tournament. Granted, they would have to go on a pretty substantial run, but I don't think it's that far out of the question because they don't really have a bad loss. I mean, I guess they lost to Boston College twice, but it's not a quad 4 or whatever, right? So I don't know. We talked about Auburn. We like Auburn, I would say, like as a lean. The model kind of likes Alabama, but I think situationally, I think Auburn's a pretty decent look. I'm not going to bet it. Nick, how does Virginia Tech has more than one good win? Are we talking about the same team here? I think North Carolina, you can't say that's not a good win. Dayton, that's a tourney team, right? Oklahoma State, Duke, they beat Virginia. I don't know. I feel like crabs right now. I'm trying to gas Virginia Tech up. Yeah, sure. If the tournament started today, they're not in. Like, we can all agree on that. So, all right. Creighton, Connecticut. I feel like this is going to be honestly, I don't want to talk about this game because, at least from like the side perspective, because I can make a strong case for both teams, and I also feel like it's going to be a tight-ass game, and I feel like, sure, it may be one of the more fun games to watch, but I also think, like, from a value perspective, there's not a lot here. VT has no road wins. I'm moving on. But they're gonna beat Notre Dame. So that could be a road win. Just can't lose that one. They lose that. Okay. Just going through some of these real quick. Portland. Oh, you know what? The Northern Colorado spread wasn't up earlier. I bet it's up now. Ooh, Wake Forest was another one I was looking at. Let's see what the model has for that. Damn, it only has them winning by 12. Kind of want to fade. Bet against Georgia Tech. Also, USC is an interesting case. Model has them winning by almost 9. I mean, they just had a one-off outlier performance last game against Oregon. I think they'll bounce back. But the question though is, I feel like 9 is kind of implying that, and it's already priced in a little bit that they will bounce back. So I was hoping for maybe like a 7.5. Eastern Washington, Idaho. That's going to be a fun game. I'm tempted to take Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington is a good team. Idaho is not a good team, but it also is a weird spot. Model has a pretty close to the spread, but it definitely has Idaho covering there. Where was that Northern Colorado game at? I think it's coming up. I'm just going through some of these other ones. Miami minus 20 against Louisville. Detroit, Wisconsin Bay. Eastern Washington? No, I don't think so. I feel like they lost. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, I was wrong. They didn't have a loss. They've won 14 straight. So that might be the longest. I'm trying to think of. Well, Charleston lost, so they don't have the longest, of course. Nick might know the answer to that. Or at least he could pull it up. It actually is pretty crazy. And it's not like the Mount or the Big Sky is trash. I mean, it's not easy to win on the road in some of these spots. Like Flagstaff has a high elevation. Greeley has a high elevation. Kempom Schmempom. It's all about Bart Torvik, Nick. Eastern Washington, Nick, has the longest win streak, I believe, in college basketball at 14. Okay, hold on. Northwest Indian, I guess it would technically be 13 because that's not a D1 school, so maybe it's technically 13 straight wins, but that's still probably the highest. So why are we not going to slam them against Idaho? Because the model actually likes Idaho. So maybe that's why we don't slam them. But ooh, Montana State's only 5.5, coming off a tough loss to Weber. Montana State does not typically play 2 bad games back to back. No, I technically don't have Auburn on my card, but I lean Auburn. I just don't have it because the model likes Alabama. So I gotta look more into the Montana State game, but I definitely think that 5.5. If you can find a 5.5, that's not a bad look. Heisenberg, hey, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a good job. No one asked about Big Sky, so yeah, we talked about UCLA. I like the under in that game. Spread. It's tight, but I like the under because UCLA, just the way they control slow down tempo. I probably lean UCLA to cover, but I'm on that under. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see that, Nick. Nick, that is a, you're gonna die on that hill. You're gonna say that if Virginia Tech won outright or won out, that they wouldn't get in. Like, I'm pretty sure the tournament committee doesn't even really factor in road wins. I feel like you're just making that up. That is an over. Let me update that. I thought it. Oh, oops, you're right. You are right. Over. Over. That would be important to clarify there. Fresno balling. Oh, Nick, wasn't Dakuchi on Fresno, and then everyone else was on fucking not Fresno. But Nick, I get what you're saying, but like I don't. The committee weighs more heavily on bad losses than they do good road wins. So, like, you know, when they show like the, you know, good wins, bad losses, it would literally say none for Virginia Tech for losses, and good wins. They beaten 4 tournament teams. Dayton, Duke, and now Virginia. Come on. But we're talking about a pretty extreme hypothetical because they're not going to win out. So, okay, Northern Colorado. Are we going to get on the Northern Colorado train? Because I'm going to tell you what. It's leaving. It's leaving the fucking train station, and you better jump on. You better get on that damn train station because Abercrombie, he's balling. And he's not even the damn conductor of this train. Kuntz, he's not even the conductor either. I'm telling you guys, Northern Colorado, heating up. Heating up. crazy thing too is like if they. Oh, by the way, the conductor is Dalton Connect. But if Northern Colorado can play like this in the conference tournament, they can win the conference tournament. The question though is like, are they just peaking too early? But you can't peak too early if you just continue to win. So, Northern Colorado 3.5. Yeah, they are playing really well, but they also aren't playing good defense. I watched that whole game. It definitely felt like an AAU game. Like it's like, okay, like we don't have to like play the best defense on this possession because we're just gonna go down and score, and that was literally the whole game. And let's see here. I'm pretty sure that Nick, there's no model score either for this game. I'm not sure if you have it or not. If not, that's fine. Yeah, it's literally, and Matt Johnson's not bad. Abercrombie's been balling. Shit, I haven't seen Abercrombie balling since 2008. Shout out Abercrombie. Hollister, you guys remember American Eagle? Y'all follow me? I'll refresh. Okay. Sack. Ooh, the model like Sack. But like, I get why it likes it, and it's also hard because Northern Colorado, like, literally the last two games is like night and day. I don't know what they're drinking out there now. They look like a completely different team. Also, this is a little bit of a revenge spot. Well, Nick, are you saying that maybe something is wrong with the simulation, or no? Okay, never mind. This is a revenge spot though, so like I'm serious. I feel like this home game you got to ride the Bears, and then on the road, I don't want to touch them. But the way they're playing on the road right now, or sorry, the way they're playing at home, I think it's just a continuation. Like I probably wouldn't even touch Northern Colorado +5 on the road against Idaho, and they'll probably be +2, maybe a PK. But that just goes to show, like, I think this game, you take the Bears again. You ride the, get on the train. Yeah. For 350. Yeah. I like that. Damn, I didn't think Nick would ever hate a team more than Air Force, but shit, here we are. Golden Cake. Iowa State. So the model has Iowa State winning by 5.8, so almost 6. Has this moved? You could still find a 5.5 on Bet Rivers, Barstool. Total 130. I probably lean on Iowa State. They're at home. What's his face is probably just going to shoot, 10 threes. Will they go in? Maybe. What's his face? Caleb Grill. I like how this Bart Torvik has like the dunks they have in a game on the season. It's funny. How do you get that play-by-play? I guess you can just scrape it, like miss dunk. Yeah, that's what it is. Revenge spot. It is a revenge spot. You are correct. That was a close game too. Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma State, like, I hate doing this, but like a money line play here isn't the worst look if you parlayed it. I just feel like it's a game that, it's a lower total. Iowa State, I think, can. What am I doing? Going to NBA. Iowa State, I think, will win. Can they cover? That's a tough one. Oklahoma State is a good team. I feel like people are sleeping on. Are people sleeping on them? They've won 4 straight. And that's another thing you're kind of going up against, right? Like, I mean, Mississippi, Oklahoma, TCU, Texas Tech, like those are pretty good wins. So I don't know. Yeah, they lost to Virginia Tech. I can't wait till Virginia Tech makes the tourney. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from this one. I mean, I would lean Iowa State, but it feels like a game where Iowa State wins but doesn't cover. So, also, I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and then we can wrap up. All right, I'm back. That was a long pee. It was almost as long as Nick's pee today during the first stream. Nick, you were in the bathroom for like 2 minutes, I feel like, earlier today. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about this game. The model doesn't really like Auburn. The model likes Alabama, but I mean, it's analytics are half of it. You have to look at situational spot, and Auburn's at home, and it's a spot that I don't want to be on either way. So, um, yeah, tomorrow or either tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, this is what it looks like. So you can see it, and then I'm gonna I'll have like I don't know 10, 15 games that I'll put available for starter members to access, and then you can kind of play around and just see how everything looks. But yeah, I mean this is what it looks like. And then this is unabated what we're using to look at the lines and everything. So most likely I'm going to be in Northern Colorado. But I also was thinking that over too. But it's dropping. Well, that's interesting. Oh, the Washington State was the over that I was kind of eyeing earlier today. I think that's going to be on the card. Washington State over. Washington State not only shoots the three well, but they also shoot the three at a pretty high rate. I think they're top 50. Tempo's low. But look, the thing with tempo going up against a 2-3 zone, it's like, okay, sure, you're not going to like push the pace, but maybe a team is more susceptible to trying to fast break against a 2-3 zone, so the team's not into the zone. And then two, I feel like if you're a team like Washington State that shoots the three pretty well and often, there's going to be a higher amount of possessions. Maybe I'm just trying to talk myself into an over here, but yeah, I think that's a reasonable way to kind of break down this matchup, because there's going to be a lot of threes. Like, I'm trying to see a game where they shot a lot of threes. Like, they should shoot 33s in this game. Well, that's a good point. But Nick, I mean, if we think that's the case, then it's like, do we just look at Washington State? Also, this song's kind of, what is this playlist? Also, I just like love these, like, bro, this is crazy. This is trippy as fuck. I kind of wanted to go back to that lighthouse, but sorry, I'm like zoning out right now. Where were we? Jeez. Okay. Washington. Yeah, I'm probably leaning over there, but I gotta think more about that. Colorado, Utah. Yeah, I'm curious what St. Mary's is going to end up as. It's so hard to say because of the WCC, but I feel like they're going to be a 3 seed. I feel like if St. Mary's doesn't have another bad loss and just plays how they have been, I feel like they'll get a 3 seed. Is that too high? Okay. Yeah, we could take a look at that one real quick because I'm about to wrap it up. Utah State, San Jose State. San Jose State. See what the model has there. Has them as a 5. Yeah, I wonder. See, after that loss, I wonder if that bumped them from a. I think right now, a 4 or 5 is reasonable, but I'm confident that they'll win and enough games, and it really comes down to what happens in the WCC. Like if they win the WCC, they're minimum a 3 seed, right? Yeah, seriously. You don't want to see Houston, Virginia, St. Mary's like that would fuck your day up. Like, hey, Selection Sunday, and then you're like, oh shit. But Houston's probably going to be a 1 seed, right? Okay. The model has an under. And this is definitely moving under or trending under. It's already moved quite a bit. The total would probably be like 1, and I think it'd only be like 120 because St. Mary's offensively. So I don't think it's not going to be as low. So, I mean, somewhere in that range. It's not going to be like a 112, right? I would say like in the 120s. I don't know, 123-ish. I don't know. $128. I don't know. I feel like it's a little high. But 123 is probably too low. I mean, St. Mary's really hasn't had a low total like that. Like, yeah, it actually is probably like, it's definitely higher than 125. No doubt. I was shooting a little too low there. Okay. I know I like that under. I actually might, I might bet that under. Stay tuned. I'm gonna figure that one out if I like that or not. But yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off here. What the heck is hold on. I was just seeing who this Nick, do you know who Bengal is? He's streaming. Should we raid Bengal? He's playing baseball. It kind of looks fun. Raid Bengal? Oh, Heisenberg, we're about to find out. Okay, let's Nick, hit that raid. Hit that raid. Also, I'm really feeling oh fuck yeah. Look at this shit. Okay, we're raiding Bengal. All right. Raiding Bengal. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Sunday. Be ready. Be ready on Sunday. All day. All day, all day. It's saying let's see here. Did it do the raid? Or did it not do the raid? Let's see here. Has to marinate. It says Capwise is rating Bengal.
Clank off his chest.
Oh my god, dude, Antonio's been getting fucked tonight.
By his shortstop.
Oh my, wait,
That's
why
gonna
are we
drop. It's
What?
gonna drop.
2-run score.
3.
Hey, Capwise,
Oh,
appreciate the raid.
yeah.
Hope the stream
Go,
went well.
baby.
It's gonna drop again.
Oh my god. He's getting
This looks
MLB The Showed right now.
Yeah, this looks like one of my BR games. This is actually what.
That's
Finally.
not
Okay.
infield fly.
Unless he drops it.
Well, infield fly always.
Unless he drops it. I didn't realize it was I didn't take notice of the situation.
That's
Oh
gonna
my
drop.
god. Oh my god.
It's gonna drop.
Yeah, keep
It's
going.
gonna go
Get down. Get down.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Xander versus